Yo, haha, Magnificent. What is good, YouTube? Your boy Magnificent coming back with another quick video today. Well, finally got our Yeezy Pods in the mail, and actually, if you watch my video, when I say I posted that like yesterday, where I had the Yeezy Gosha pants, man, I'm still wearing them right now. At least the second pair that I got, and they're so comfortable. So listen, yay, team, keep doing what you're doing. I'm definitely going to be ordering more as, you know, the products just continue to push. But the Yeezy Pods is the most popular one, and I know a lot of people are still waiting for their orders. I guarantee they're going to get to a point where the orders will eventually catch up, and they can make that 4-week kind of time frame to get your Yeezy Pods in. So I do have confidence in them doing that. Long awaited Yeezy Pods. Now, I'm going to say one or two things, because the Yeezy Pods, in my opinion, is something that's not really too unfamiliar with what I've seen with Ye in the past. If you know Ye is a visionary, and, you know, he tends to kind of relate the way we live our society, or at least live our lives, to like biblical times. So kind of in the past, when things it wasn't technology like this, thick midsoles, you know, air units and stuff like that. You're using natural products or natural things from the environment to construct clothing, to make different types of shoes. So, you know, kind of like friendly environmental movements in order to make things a little bit cheaper, or at least to produce them cheaper, but also not compromising, you know, the whole comfort feeling. So with that said and done, man, I do want to say that the reason why I wasn't too pressed about not getting the Yeezy Pods, for those that know, you've been following my channel, I've been with kind of the whole Yeezy branding since 2019. And when these dropped, this is the Yeezy 450. This is before we get to the Yeezy Pods. The Yeezy 450, when these came out, I kind of looked at it the way you would look at the Yeezy Pods, right? That's why this is kind of like a low sock version, and this is kind of like a high sock version in terms of the Yeezy Pods. Where they have similarities, and you'll see a video right here, with the Yeezy 450, this primate upper and the whole foam kind of like midsole construction with that rubberized outsole, because of this design, it gave you a lot of freedom of movement. The shoes that we wear today, because the midsoles are so thick, and by design, it depends on what shoe you have limited flexibility to move. You'll have comfort in the ball and the heel of your feet, and of course, that's what you want. But in terms of freedom of movement, like your feet literally feel like they're making a natural movement in terms of bending, turning, things of that nature, versus just having comfort and just the ball and the actual foot. You feel all of the movement. I mean, you can feel the ground, and that's kind of how I felt with the Yeezy 450. So when I heard about the Yeezy Pods, I kind of had that same feeling that this is going to be similar to the Yeezy 450. The only difference is that you'll have a little bit more protection on the outsole, specifically in between where the ball and your heel of your feet. So, you know, it is what it is, but let's get straight into it. I do want to talk a few things about this. I know a lot of people are talking about the differences that they may have seen or may not have seen between the Italy pairs that released when this first released, as you know, versus the China pairs that's we're seeing now. From what I understand and from what I'm reading, people can't see much of a difference outside of the labeling, because the materials are pretty much the same. So it basically came in my bag right here. And it does also came with, I think, the packaging slip information. But it did come with the drawstring. And some people were saying, like, at least the drawstring bag. Some people are saying that they got it. Some people are saying they didn't get it. And I can say there's certain things about the actual bag that is probably missing, which is the sizing tag. Not the sizing tag, I want to say the fabric details. So when you look at your Yeezy Pods, and I'm going to take them out right here, and I'm going to have a picture right here so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about. If I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, when you're looking at the actual sock material, you're looking at least, I want to say 70% polyester, 30% elastane. That's kind of like the outer shell. That's why, and I felt like it was some form of spandex, because you can stretch it to a certain point, but I think that's where the elastane kind of kicks in. And of course, when you look on the bottom, you're looking at the pods. This is thermoplastic polyurethane And I want to say that that's 70% thermoplastic, but then there's another 75%, I should say. And then there's 25% polyurethane, kind of a combination. So it's kind of like fused together, if that makes sense. But, you know, I can kind of see where they go here. I mean, the pod itself, it feels very, very flexible. And the outsole kind of feels a little bit like the Yeezy 450. That's why I kind of brought that up. And of course, the most important part is the inside base. The inside base is important. And a lot of people are wondering, well, this doesn't really say made in China anywhere. It actually does if you flip it inside out like a sock. And you'll see a video right here what I'm talking about. But the inside base, if I'm not mistaken, is part nylon and part polyurethane. So if I were to guess, I want to say that's 45% nylon, 55% polyurethane, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the combination. And you can feel that. Like when you rub your fingers, again, you'll see a video right here, but when you rub your fingers in here, it's very, very, very smooth. And I will say that there's more to it than just the pods. Because the Yeezy Pods, and I can feel it, have some type of strap that's in between. You may not see it, we may not be able to see it, but there's some type of strap in between that connects both pods together, so there's no shifting between the pods. Because if you notice, I can't really shift in a different direction, and that's probably good for your foot, so it helps to keep it structured. Most people probably won't even notice that it's actually there. And on top of that nylon that sits in kind of on the inside portion of the Yeezy Pod, I feel like there's some type of foam in between the actual nylon and the pod, because when you press down on here, you can definitely feel that there's something in between the actual pod and the nylon covering on the inside of the Yeezy Pod. And that's kind of where the comfort is on this. Now, you'll see a video right here. When I said freedom of movement, with the 450, you definitely have freedom of movement both in the ball and the heel of your foot. However, you also have support kind of in between, but you're still able to bend. However, because it's not as thin, you don't see a gap between the kind of like the bridge of your foot. You don't really see a gap here in between the Yeezy 450, but you see it on the Yeezy Pod. That enables it to bend a lot easier, and that's a lot more comforting towards the foot. Again, there's advantages and disadvantages to the Yeezy Pod versus the Yeezy 450. Yeezy 450, there's a lot more outsole protection, whereas the Yeezy Pods, it's like there sort of is and sort of isn't, because I guarantee you stepping in water with these, you're probably good. You stepping in water with these, you're really only being protected by the pods, because in between, I definitely think that at some point water's going to get through. Now, in terms of breathability, I was able to take a flashlight and go in. So for people that, if you recommend, actually I recommend, if you if you wanted to wear socks with the Yeezy Pods, you probably could. And take heed, depending on the size that you actually order, you can see the sizing chart for the Yeezy Pods, that when you wear socks, my recommendation, wear thin socks. You have thick socks where it has like the thick material when you put it on, but it could take away from the room from the actual Yeezy Pod itself. So if you wear thin socks, I feel like you can do that. It's actually easier to slip on and off. If you just go raw dog, you can understand where I'm coming from. It depends on how sweaty things are down there. I'm talking about your feet. That you could have some issues kind of putting it on and off, if that makes sense, when you put your Yeezy Pods on. But comment below, let me know what you think about the Yeezy Pods. You can see that it does have the 3 dots indicating that I ordered a size 3. It is also on the actual bag itself. But again, if you're wondering if yours was made in China, if you're wondering if yours was made in Italy, my best guess estimate is to try to turn it inside out. Look towards that nylon material, that nylon polyurethane material that they put on the layered inside of the actual, kind of like flip it like a sock, kind of flipping it inside out. And it usually should say made in China, or it should say made in Italy. So there is a way to distinguish too. But in my opinion, I feel like if you were able to wait, if you had patience, eventually it would come. That is the case here. These are the $20 Yeezy Pods that went on sale during Super Bowl Sunday. They're finally here. You can see that I'm actually wearing the Yeezy Pods with the Gosha pants. Hopefully the Gosha hoodie will be in. Listen, that's my fault. For those that don't know the backstory, I ordered the Yeezy Gosha set, but I thought I did the hoodie and the pants, or at least the sweatpants, and I ended up buying 2 sweatpants. Not too bright on my point, but your boy Magnificent, again, comment below. Let me know what you think about the Yeezy Pods, and also what do you think about the Yeezy 450. Do you own both pairs? Do you own the Yeezy 450 and do you own the Yeezy Pods? Which one do you think is more comfortable? My opinion, more in terms of comfort and freedom of movement, this is the king. In terms of durability, still with the freedom of movement, this would kind of surpass this, but you can't go wrong with Yeezy Pods. I plan on hopefully ordering more. I'm saying hoping because I'm going to have a lot of patience, up to 4 weeks. But your boy Magnificent Man, Yeezy Pods in the building. Do that on feet. You guys, stay blessed.